Assalamu alaikum listeners, I'm Saad Tabani. This is Pitch Talk on Inspire FM. In this show, we'll be talking about the latest cricket news, and I'll give you a brief overview of the topics. So, the first news which I'll be discussing is about Shaheen Afridi, the Pakistan captain for the ODI team. The left-arm quick, he's not playing in the second ODI between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. We'll get into that. And then the second news which I'll be discussing is about Kagiso Rabada, as he's been ruled out of the first test against India at Eden Gardens. And then the third news which I'll be talking about, the ICC have penalised the Pakistan cricket team for their slow over rate during the first ODI at Sri Lanka. And then the last news I'll be discussing about James Anderson, as he signed a new deal in county cricket. And then we'll get on to a few other cricket news, as well as the current match being played between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. So, if you do have any questions for any upcoming shows, regarding the cricket show, if you do have any questions, feel free to Inspire them. We'll get those questions answered in the next show, inshallah. So, without further ado, moving on to the first topic. The first news is about Shaheen Afridi. The Pakistan ODI captain Shaheen Afridi has been ruled out of the second ODI of the three-match series against Sri Lanka at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium on Friday. This is due to illness. And in his absence, Pakistan T20 captain Salman Ali Agha will lead the national team alongside and Ibrahim will be in the 11 as Shaheen Afridi's replacement. So at the toss, Salman Ali Agha spoke about the team's strategy and changes for the match, and he mentioned that he's gonna bowl first. So he mentioned that in the previous game, the first ODI, which was played a few days back, there was a lot of dew, and he wanted to make use of that on later on, and he ensured that he wanted Pakistan to start well. If they don't start well in the white ball game, then they might end up chasing the game behind. They might fall well behind in terms of the scores which are required to chase down, or even if they're batting first, then fall well behind in terms of the run rate. So he believes that if Pakistan bowl first, they have a bigger chance of winning the game. So as he mentioned, Shaheen Afridi is unaware that Fahim Ashraf misses out. I wonder why Fahim Ashraf misses out. I think he bowled well in the previous game, but it's probably because they wanted to give Wasim Jr. a chance in this game. So Ibrahim and Wasim Jr. have come into the side, and Ibrahim is actually seen as a very good spinner for Pakistan in ODI, in T20 cricket as well. So he's been very successful in the middle overs with the different variations and the mystery that he brings. And it's important to mention that Shaheen Afridi was appointed the Pakistan 50-over captain on November the 10th ahead of the three-match ODI series against South Africa, replacing Mohammad Rizwan. In his first ODI assignment as skipper, he led Pakistan to a 2-1 series win over South Africa. And then discussing about the captaincy of Mohammad Rizwan, he led Pakistan in 20 ODIs, securing 9 wins and suffering 11 defeats with a win percentage of 45. So he wasn't very successful, which is the reason why they asked him as captain of the Pakistan cricket team. So the 33-year-old was also appointed ODI and T20 captain on October the 27th last year ahead of Pakistan's white ball tours of Australia and Zimbabwe. But Rizwan's stint as T20 captain was very disappointing, as Pakistan lost all 4 T20s under his leadership. And also following those defeats, Rizwan was removed as T20 captain. And all-rounder Salman Ali Agha was given the responsibilities of leading the Pakistan cricket team in the short format, including the upcoming tour of New Zealand. So Salman Ali Agha in this second ODI is the current Pakistan captain. In T20, he's had some success as a captain, but he's also had issues with his captaincy. So we'll see how he does in this game as a captain, and we wish him the best. So the second news is about Kagiso Rabada. Sri Lanka's star fast bowler Kagiso Rabada has been ruled out of the first test against India, and this is due to a rib injury which he sustained during the team's initial training session in India on Tuesday. So the seriousness of his participation in the second test, scheduled in Guwahati next week, remains very uncertain and doubtful. Rabada underwent a scan on the day of the injury but still attended Wednesday's training session. And the details of his involvement were limited, and he skipped Thursday's optional session as a routine for many senior players On Friday morning, Rabada took a fitness test before the start of play, but experienced discomfort performing a late, prompting a late decision to include him to exclude him from the match. And in his place, Corbin Bosch was drafted into the playing 11. Bosch, who played in the 3 tests prior to this tour, was also part of South Africa's squad in Pakistan, but did not feature in any match. He joined Marco Jansen and Wayne Mull for the first test. The South Africa squad also did not include any other foreign bowlers. So moving on to the third news, the International Cricket Council on Thursday reprimanded Pakistan team for maintaining a slow over rate during the first ODI against Sri Lanka in Rawalpindi on November the 11th. According to the Apex Cricket body, the Green Shots were fined 20% of their match fee after they were ruled to be 4 overs short of the target after time allowances were taken into consideration. ICC panel on match referees Ali Naqvi imposed the sanction in accordance with Article 2.22 of the ICC Code of Conduct for Players and Players Support Personnel, which relate to minimum overrate offences. Players were fined 5% of their match fee for every over their side failed to bowl in the required amount of time, and the charges were put in place by on-field umpires Alex Wolf and Asif Yaqub, third umpire Sharifullah Shahid, and fourth umpire Rashid Riaz. ICC says that there was no need for a formal hearing after Pakistan captain Shaheen Afridi accepted the proposed sanction. Pakistan led the 3-match series 1-0 after they beat Sri Lanka by 6 runs in Tuesday's series opener. Salman Ali Agha's unbeaten century and Hussain Dulla's 50 led Pakistan to 299 for 5 in their allocated 50 overs. The Green Shots then restricted Sri Lanka to 293 runs in the 50 overs, despite Wanindu Hasaranga's brave half century. So with that pace, Haris Rauf started with 4 wickets. Fahim Ashraf and Naseem Shah picked up 2 wickets each, while Mohammad Nawaz chipped in with 1. The second game will be played second game will be played today. In fact, it's currently being played. So we'll see how Pakistan do in terms of that performance. And the fourth news which I'll be discussing is about James Anderson. James Anderson has said he still has plenty to offer, as he signed a 1-year deal to remain with Lancashire at the age of 43. The England great will extend his playing career beyond his 44th birthday as a result of his new contract. Anderson, England's all-time leading wicket-taker, retired from international cricket in 2024 and continued with the Red Rose in 2025. James Anderson took 17 wickets in 6 county championship matches and 20 wickets in the T20 Blast, guiding Lancashire to finals day. And James Anderson believes that he still has the same buzz and passion for playing and walking out at Emirates Old Trafford Stadium that he did when he had the same feeling that he did when he made his debut. And he really enjoyed his cricket that he played this year, and he still feels that he's got plenty to offer, and he's hungry as ever to perform and contribute to the team's success across both red and white ball cricket. And he believes that England or even Lancashire, in fact, have got a talented squad with great ambitions, and he's looking forward to help the group continue and to develop. While he believes that Coach Crofty in his new role will push for promotion and trophies in 2026. England legend Anderson receives Anderson's new deal means he will extend his professional cricket career to 25 years, having made his Lancashire debut in 2001. At the beginning of the 2025 campaign season, Anderson suggested he could play 3 more years for Lancashire, which would take him to 2027 at the age of 45. Following his international retirement, Anderson served as his bowling consultant for the England team, but he stepped away from the role in summer to focus on playing for Lancashire. And Mark Chilton, the director of cricket and performance, believes Jimmy continues to be an outstanding role model for the players, and he raises the standards every day, and it's brilliant to see that the impact he has made on the dressing room when he stepped into the county championship and captaincy role during the second half of the last season. So in addition to the consistency of the red ball performances for Jimmy to come in from the cold in terms of T20 cricket and play such effective roles in the Vitality Blast campaign at 43 years of age is simply nothing short of remarkable. And that's the news for Jimmy Anderson. So if you were to discuss the Pakistan vs Sri Lanka game currently, Sri Lanka are 69 for 2 after 14.3 overs. Pasum Nisanka scoring 24 of 31. He got run out by Mohammad Rizwan. Kamil Mishra got bowled by Abraham, stumped by Mohammad Rizwan. And as I mentioned, 69 for 2 in Sri Lanka after 14.3 overs. Playing at a current run rate of 4.76. So they're not doing too bad, but they need to slightly accelerate a bit more and shift the gears if they want to be very successful in this by batting first. I think a total of 290 of 300 would be competitive, or even 310 would be a very good score to defend for Sri Lanka against Pakistan, who at times struggle to chase. So I feel that it would be good for Sri Lanka if they can really, get a good score on the board, build a partnership and target the right bowlers. I feel that if you were to look at Pakistan fast bowlers to target, although Haris Rope took 4 wickets in the last game and he bowled very well, especially in the first spell or even in the second spell. And the last spell I think he gave a bit of runs, but in the first spell he bowled superbly. But I say that Haris Rope is a bowler that they could target in this current match. He bowled 4 overs, giving 31 runs at an economy of 7.8. If you talk about Mohammad Wasim Jr., 3.5 overs, 15 runs, economy of 3.9. Naseem Shah, 4 overs, 14 runs, 1 maiden, 3.5 economy. If you talk about as I mentioned, the changes that Pakistan have made today, Mohammad Wasim Jr. coming in instead of Rana Fahim Ashraf and Abraham Ahmed coming in instead of Shaheen Afridi. And Masum Nisanka, Mahesh Nisanka has been dropped and Pramod Madushan has replaced him. So we'll see how Pakistan go about this game. And if you were to talk about the next news, which is about South Africa versus India, the current test match being played in Kolkata Cricket Stadium. South Africa won the toss and they opted to bat. And if you were to look at the 11 that they've gone with Aidan Markram, Ryan Rickerton, Rian Munda, Temba Bavuma, Tony DeZorze, Tristan Stubbs. If you were to talk about Kyle Virkani, Corbin Bosch, Harma and Maharaj. So Rabada is on bench, as I mentioned. He's suffering from an injury. And if you talk about India's playing 11, Yashvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul, Washington Sundar, Shuman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Ravinder Jadeja, Dhruv Jarel, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Bumrah and Siraj. And if you talk about the current score, South Africa batting first scored 159 all out, Aidan Markram 31 of 48, Ryan Rickerton 23 of 22, Rian Munda 24 of 51, Tony DeZorze 24 of 55, Tristan Stubbs 15 of 74 not out, Kyle Verney 16 of 36, Corbin Bosch 3 of 23, and Harma 5 of 5. Bumrah has been superb as usual with figures of 14 overs, 5 maiden, 27 runs, and 5 wickets. Mohammad Siraj, 12 overs, 47 runs, he's given 2 wickets. He's taken Akshar Patel, 6 overs, 2 maidens, 21 runs, 1 wicket. Kuldeep Yadav, 14 overs, 1 maiden, 36 runs, 2 wickets. Ravinder Jadeja, 8 overs, 2 maidens, 13 runs, no wicket. Washington Sundar, 1 over. He's only given 3 runs and no wickets. So if you were to discuss other cricket-related news, if you were to go deeper into other cricket-related news, then the other related news that Bangladesh have crushed Ireland by an innings of 47 runs in their first test. So Bangladesh secured a commanding innings of 47-run victory over Ireland in 4 days in Sylhet, supported by Hassan Murad's 4-wicket haul and brilliant centuries from Mohammad Hassan Joy and as well as Najmul Hussain Shantu. And Ireland's only small performance came in the delay, which was 45 minutes after the lunch on the fourth day after Andy McBride playing a good innings of 52 runs, sharing a crucial 67-run 7-wicket partnership with Andy Balbani, who came in at number 8 due to a finger injury. Nahid Rana provided Bangladesh the breakthrough immediately after lunch, dismissing McBride with the second ball. A short delivery induced a pull shot that found Hassan Murad at mid-wicket. McBride fell for 52 of 106 balls, hitting 5 boundaries. Barry McCarthy and Jordan Neal briefly steadied Ireland with a 54-run ninth wicket stand. Neal scoring 36 runs with the help of 7 fours, while McCarthy, the last man out, struck a 6 and 2 fours in his 25-run cameo. The fourth day began with a session dominated very well by DRS reviews, which initially went in favour of Ireland, but Matthew Humphreys successfully overturned a decision in the first over, only to be dismissed soon after Tajul Islam caught off a top edge at backward square leg. McBride survived twice in a single over by Mehdi Hassan Miraz by narrow margins, while Balbani also got lucky before Murad eventually chapped him LBW for 38 runs, and this was confirmed by umpire's call. McBride reached his half century just before lunch, but then it was a resilient session for the visitors, and Ireland began the second innings trailing by 301 runs, and they lost 5 wickets on the third afternoon. And this was despite Paul Starling's fighting knock of 43 runs, which consisted of 7 boundaries. Paul Starling was dismissed, by a run out sparkled, which caused a further collapse. Harry Tector and Lorraine Tucker were trapped LBW by Tajul and Murad respectively, and Curtis Kamsa was brilliantly caught by Shadman Islam at cover, leaving Ireland facing an uphill battle which they were struggling to take control of. And with that, I'd say that they lost badly to Bangladesh. And with that, if you're to discuss the Ashes are also set to start soon, with the first test match being played. The first test match being played around November time, November the 21st being the first test match in Perth between Australia and England, and 2:30 a.m. England time this will start. If you're to discuss the squads of both teams, Australia have announced their first test squad with Steve Smith being the captain of the squad. I think this is simply because Pat Cummins is probably facing some sort of injury, if I'm not mistaken. Travis Head is also in the squad. Osman Khawaja, Manas Labuschagne, Jake Weatherfield, Cameron Green and Dean Webster are the all-rounders. Alex Carrier, Josh Inglis are the wicketkeepers. Sean Abbott, Scott Boland, Brendan Dockett, Josh Hazelwood, Nathan Lyon, Mitchell Stark are the bowlers. If you discuss England's squad, the batters are Harry Brook, Zach Crawley, Ben Ducky and Joe Root. All-rounders Ben Stokes, Jacob Bethel, Will Jacks and Gus Atkinson. Wicketkeepers Ollie Pope and Jamie Smith. Bowlers consist of Jofra Archer, Shoaib Bashir, Brandon Cross, Matthew Potts and Josh Tongue and Mark Wood. I'd say that Shoaib Bashir probably has a less chance of playing, but then again, he is the lone spinner of the England team, so you never know, you can play, but England could rely on part-timers like Will Jackson, Jacob Bethel to fill those roles, as well as Joe Root being a handy option with the ball. So I'd say, in my opinion, England will definitely rely on their fast bowlers, and traditionally in Australia, fast bowlers have been the most successful bowlers. So Jofra Archer's pace and his accuracy, as well as his swing and line and length, would be crucial. His bounces, his yorkers will be venom to the Australia batsmen. And I say Brydon Cross and Matthew Potts will also be handy in their roles in bowling a consistent line and length and creating doubts in the mind of the Australian batsmen. But I say the field placements are very crucial in terms of ensuring pressure is put on the Australian batsmen. It reminds me of the time where Pakistan toured Australia recently in 2024, where Shan Masood had a brilliant run as captain, although Pakistan were not able to win the series, but you could clearly see as a viewer, the cricket fan watching the game, that he was making dominant field placements and really, causing doubts and confusion for the Australia batsmen. And they were not aware of how to tackle certain field placements and how to play which shot at a certain time. So I'd say that, tricking the batsmen in terms of your field placements, your bowlers bowling in the right areas, having momentum is key, and, striking critical intervals is crucial for any team's success, and especially in a big series between England and Australia. I say that such a series is very important to ensure that every team has the right balance in their 11, all-rounders are in their 11, and you also have specialist fast bowlers. And I say that also having one spinner is very crucial. If you look at Australia's lineup, they have Nathan Lyon as their spinner, and England will probably have Shea Bashir, so we'll see who is very successful in the series. This wraps up today's show. If you do have any questions, feel free to phone Inspire FM, and we'll get those questions answered in the next show. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Anyone can count the seeds in an apple, but only one can count all the apples in a seed. Before the creations of the heaven and the universe, there was only one, Allah, Rabbil Alameen, Al-Wahid, who made the sun and planted the stars like trees, Al-Ahad, the unique one, with no need of slumber or sleep, Al-Khaliq, created you like kun fayakun, from the womb to the tomb, Ar-Raqib is always watching you. Al-Musawwir fashioned thee and gave you all your faculties. All praise be to Al-Hamid, to he that is perfect and complete. And glory be to Al-Majid, majestically honorable indeed. And why would he need money when he is Al-Ghani? Al-Razzaq fulfills the needs of even the birds and the bees, while Al-Wahhab bestows his bounties out of love and mercy. And you could try and count all his blessings, but he is Al-Azim, cause Al-Malik is the only king with servants he doesn't need. Al-Hayy is alive, and Al-Qayyum will never die. Al-A'la beyond the skies, and Al-Hakim the most wise, no lies. But why would they try to prescribe As-Samad a son when my Lord has 99 names and Jesus ain't one? Al-Hakim is the judge, a Sayyid master above. Waging war against Al-Aziz is like spitting at the sun. Allah is Al-Jamil and loves that which is Al-Jamal. And why would you have fear when Al-Wali is by your side? The most gentle Ar-Rafiq has the firmness of Al-Mateen. Musa spoke to As-Sami' but couldn't see Al-Basir. Al-Awwal was the first and Al-Akhir is the last. Al-Alim knows the present and the future and the past. Al-Wasi' encompasses all, it knows what benefits and harms. Al-Shafi heals the sick, and Al-Muhsin gives good to all. Al-Mubin guides to this deen, making the truth clear and clean. Al-Mu'min can provide security in ways you've never seen. Al-Qadir does what he pleases and is capable of all things. And he who kneels before Al-Mutakabbir can stand up to anything. Victory comes from Al-Nasir, so I give thanks to Al-Shakur. Put my trust in Al-Wakil, save my love for Al-Wadud. Ya Ghafoor, Ya Ghaffar, forgive me, for you are Al-Afu. At-Tawwab, we turn to you, cause you are Al-Quddus. Ya Salam, it is my dream to see you. Ya Kareem, Ya Fatah, open the highest gates of Jannah for me. Ameen. Al-Mujib hears my prayers even when I can't find the words to say them. And Al-Qawi gives me the strength to live a life of dedication to a Shahid, being a witness over this entire nation. Al-Hafiz, protect this ummah from all the fitna and temptation. Al-Qareeb is closer to ourselves than our blood in circulation. Al-Latif shows us kindness, but most of mankind is ungrateful. Till Al-Hasib takes account on the day that we'll be standing naked. Where are their gods, Al-Jabbar will ask all of his creation, for he is Al-Qahar, while the rest are simply imitations. Al-Haq, the only truth on the day that our souls will become awakened. So repent before Al-Warith inherits all that you've accumulated. Al-Halim is patient with us, although we have disobeyed him. Goodness from Al-Tayyib and Al-Muhaymin makes observations of prostrations to Al-Zahir, manifesting through his creations. Al-Akram made us Muslims, so let us show appreciation, for he is Al-Jawad as revealed in his revelations. For those of contemplation, Al-Kabir must be the greatest, cause knowing Al-Manan is the only key to our salvation. The proof is Ar-Ra'uf, but it's true that their hearts are blinded, and this is just a reminder for those who love to be reminded of the most beautiful names and attributes that you will ever see, like the mercy of Ar-Rahman and the compassion of Ar-Rahim.